first guest is an Academy Award-nominated actor beginning Friday. He can be seen starring in M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, The Happening. Please welcome Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, buddy.
Good to have you here.
Good to see you.
You look sharp, too. You're looking very sharp
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Ladies, please, I'm here throughout the entire show. No, you look very sharp.
Not bad for a Boston guy, huh?
Yeah.
Former street thug.
Yeah, former street thug. It's all turned out so well. I understand you were playing, someone told me you were playing golf with an old friend of mine today. Who were you playing golf with?
Oh, my God. You don't understand. When he told me this story, I thought he was kidding me.
You were playing golf this morning with
Ty Domi.
Ty Domi, who used to play for the hockey player for the Maple Leafs.
Rangers and the Maple Leafs, and I've known him for, I don't know, God, 17 years. We both kind of started at the same time. And I'm playing golf with him, and I tell him I'm coming to do your show. And he said he was on the show before. And then he said that you were on skates, and you were fighting with him.
Yes.
And I said,
this was not a dream that he had. This really happened.
No. And I know the kind of guy he is, so I know he took some cheap shots on you.
He is, he's famous for being one of the biggest and most notorious brawlers in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
Right?
So anyway, I asked him first, I said, did he know how to skate? He goes, no. I said, you are one mean, miserable guy. and of course, you know, me being, you know, in the movies and doing a lot of parts where I play kind of aggressive guys, he wants to test me, so we've gone at it a couple times.
You fought him before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, but not on skates.
No, well, what happened?
Not on skates. I got him, you know, on the ground, two hands, no holding on.
Right.
And now I got him, he's part of the entourage.
That's nice.
He really is. He's a sweet guy. We both remind ourselves of one another because we always have to put on this tough exterior, but deep down inside we're actually very nice, sensitive guys. And so next time he sees you, he's going to give you a big, wet kiss, okay?
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I shot a remote with him in Toronto. We got on the ice, and I didn't know his reputation, so I was screwing around, acting like I was trying out for the Maple Leafs. It's just a fun thing. And then at one point I told him, hey, Ty, it might be fun for the cameras if you just slammed into me and took me out. And I thought it'll be, like, kind of fun. It was like being hit by a Honda Civic. And I hit the ice, I saw stars, I went to another land, I visited bunnies, and then...
And he was happy as a kid in a candy store. I know exactly how he is. He's a mean, miserable He really is.
Such good friends.
Yeah. I tell you, we were destined to be friends because, you know, we just go after each other all the time. You know, we started boxing, and then he's not used to fighting like that.
Right.
So I have the advantage over him. And then he's like, all right, you little we got to wrestle. And then he's trying to wrestle me around his house, and now he's trying to get me on the ice with all of his buddies. I'm like, I'm not that stupid. I don't have an high school education, but I'm not that dumb. You know?
Also, they get to have
Didn't you go to Harvard or something?
Harvard driving school.
What are you doing on the ice with Ty Domi, man?
I failed U-turns.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, because we have something a little bit in common. You have two children, and I have two children. I'm one of 6 kids. You're one of 9. As a dad, do you have this experience? Because I grew up in a big family, my wife, we have 2 kids, and she's like, well, you know, we're done. I keep looking around the house like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I keep opening closets waiting for 5 guys to come out and hit me.
Yeah.
Do you have that feeling like it's not enough? There needs to be more?
We have our 3rd on the way.
Oh, great.
And,
congratulations.
Good
for you.
Thank you.
But still, you know what I mean? When you're one of 9, it's just chaos.
It is. But, you know, my kids can cause a ruckus like 10 kids. And there's just 2 of them. Come 5 o'clock when they don't want to have their dinner and they don't want to have their bath, my house is pure pandemonium. So in the morning, you know, they just wake up, they're being all sweet. I'm like, yeah, we can handle 9. I don't know. You know, my mother did it. We can do it. Right. And then by the time they get a little candy in them and everything else, it's a wrap. We're happy with 3.
The candy thing is insane.
The candy thing is, they're banned. There's no candy in my house. There's no sugar. There's no cake. On birthdays, you know, look, you know, if they don't, they won't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what happened? Later in life, they'll hear about
any kind of birthday parties and stuff. I'll bring my own little, you know, sugar-free cakes and treats and stuff. You know, my daughter's always like, Daddy, they haven't even had the cake yet. She didn't open her presents. I'm like, come on, we got to go home. I got an extra big cake for you.
Right.
You know, and then she's like, she tastes it, and it's like, Daddy. Yeah.
Well, I've had the experience of one of my kids will have like they'll be fine. They're like flipping through magazines, like, well, Father, good to see you.
Yeah.
Then my wife brings home a chocolate donut. They eat a chocolate donut. 5 minutes later, it's like, bah! you know,
It was
incredible
that
insanity.
just happened to me. It was my birthday.
Right.
And Mommy's pregnant, so I know why Mommy bought the cake. Mommy wants cake, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean we have to give my daughter cake before dinner. So reluctantly, we give her a little piece. You know, she wants to eat the little ice cream cone off the frosting. We let her do that, and then she's being really sweet. She had a good dinner.
Yeah.
She wants one more piece of cake before dinner. I'm like, well, you haven't had your bath yet. There's 2 hours left for you to go crazy. And she sweet-talked me. I mean, I'm wrapped around her finger. So she sweet-talks me into it. She has I cut the tiniest little sliver of cake. 5 minutes later, she's screaming. She's got her brother in a headlock. It's like, it's just crazy. So I said, that's it. There's
Punching
no
out
more.
the TV.
There's no
yeah.
more.
We have a lot more. We have not scratched the surface. We'll have more with Mark Wahlberg in just a second. Stick around. We're back. I'm here with Mark Wahlberg. Let's talk about the movie The Happening. Everyone's anticipating this movie. It looks pretty
awesome.
scary.
It's awesome. I mean, this is Knight's first rated R. I mean, he really pushed the envelope on this movie. And he also, crazy enough, he let me play a science teacher.
I noticed that.
Can you believe that? He said, hey, listen, I want you for this really cool part. I want you to be this really good science teacher. The students love you. You're the best teacher in the school. I was like, he doesn't know that much about me, does he? Because every time I see him, he always brings the best out of me. He's such a positive guy, and it's always a love fest when I'm hanging out with him.
Were you science not your favorite subject?
Science was my worst. The only reason why I even walked into the classroom was because I had a cute science teacher. Her name was Miss Bender, and I got busted doing the mirror on the toe trick and the whole thing. It was like, it was bad.
The mirror on the toe?
I was.
You got caught doing that?
I told you I was a juvenile delinquent. You
Yeah.
didn't listen to me. So yeah, I got caught, but, you know, she was kind of flattered, but kind of grossed out by it. But, you know, I never paid attention. So then when I got this part, I'm like, oh, my God. I remember when I got a part where I had to speak French, I was like, well, it's one thing to be able to say the words, but to be able to understand exactly what they mean is a whole other thing.
Right.
And so I'm like, I still have my GED science book at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm buzzing through that. I'm walking around the Ben Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, joining other classrooms and teachers on field trips. And, you know, by the end of it, I feel like, you know, I'm capable of actually going in there and passing the high school equivalency test.
Oh, that's great.
Which for me is a major deal.
Sure, yeah.
Trust me.
Do you? Is this movie? This is interesting. You got the script. You spent months working on this. You know what happens when you go and see the movie. Is it scary to you, or is it not? Because it's all.
God, I literally saw it on the Fox lot, and after the movie was over, I went and gave Knight a little choke. It was with a smile, but I'm in 90% of the film. I read the script 100 times out loud, and from the opening scene in Central Park, I was like, oh my God, you cannot do that to people. You cannot show that in film. And it's just one thing after another. It's frightening, and this really scary thing is that what's happening in the movie is actually possible. You know, I wasn't really a believer in the beginning, but then he gave me these articles about honeybees disappearing, tens of millions of bees disappearing, and there's no body, there's no sign of them. There's primordial bacteria that they found off the coast of Australia that's killing all these fishermen and polluting the fish. And next thing you know, I'm in Central Park right after shooting the movie, and it starts getting cloudy, and the wind starts kicking up, and I start jogging to the Trump.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary
happening.
stuff.
It's really happening.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, boy, when you see it.
We have a clip here from the film. What do people need to know to understand this scene?
Well, in this clip, we've now evacuated Philadelphia. We've lost complete contact with everybody. We're out in this field, and I was just with a military private, and they've gone off in a different direction, and people start shooting themselves. So basically, everybody's asking me to go and stop it. And I'm like, are you crazy?
Right.
They're like, go stop them. I'm like, they're already dead. Gunshots mean people die, you know? But I'm still trying to break down scientifically what's going on. I have this system that I teach my students is simple mathematics and science, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And I realize that, you know what, there are certain things that are beyond our understanding, and, you know, the laws of nature are things that we need to respect.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from The Happening.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know. Are those people killing themselves?
You were with a private. What do we do?
We need to do something.
Just let me think.
They're dying.
I need a second. They released it? We're not near the road.
We can't just stand here as the uninvolved observers.
I need a second, okay? Just give me a second.
We're not gonna be one of those on the news who watches the crime happen and not do something.
Just a second.
There were children in that room. Elliot, please tell us what to do.
I need a second, okay? Why can't anybody give me a second?
That's making me. That's upsetting me. He has the ability to make. He has the ability to make a field with 2 trees, and it looks scary. I don't know how he's able to do that. Do you know what I mean?
I've wanted to direct. I work with Martin Scorsese. I just worked with Peter Jackson. I've studied them all. I kind of figured out, you know, at least a little bit of method to the madness. And then I work with Knight. He takes a script that he wrote. We all go out into a field with a camera, and next thing you know, that's the end result. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do that. You know, I mean, that really is a God-given talent, and you know, I was really honored to work with him.
Well, the movie The Happening opens in theaters Friday. I think you'll be going to see it. Mark Wahlberg, always a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Good to see you. We'll be right back. Comedian Louis C.K. coming up. Stick around.